Let's get settled in, shall we? And we're going to try to, as you guys watch this on the replay and all that, we're going to try to talk about all the craziness that's going on. But we're going to wait a little bit, let everybody get in here. And I made a bunch of notes that I want to cover with you guys to help explain some of the latest that I have found and discovered. Hopefully it's helpful. It's not going to be helpful to Elliot Eastman, unfortunately, but it might just give everybody a status update. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, liking to the channel, liking the videos, hitting the alert bell, all of that good stuff. We really need that, and we need your support on YouTube. So thank you for that. Hello, everybody. As you come in, drop me a chat. Let me know who's all here. Give us a thumbs in. Big John's in the house. John, how are you? Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, John. I'm glad you made it back on from your trip safely. We are having a absolutely beautiful afternoon here in my part of the world. It's probably 75, 78 degrees, nice wind. Drinking coffee. I'm drinking water and some really bad soda that Lorelai bought. Because good soda costs too much money now. So she bought the generic soda and it tastes really bad. We're going to leave that for our guests to drink this weekend. How's that? 5 people watching us. We need some more thumbs up and some comments. Let me know who's all here as you come in. I'm watching my birds. Remember, our memberships are open. Super Chats is there for your liking. And like, subscribe, and share. I wonder if my neighbor is moving. I think I got a neighbor that's moving out. Their garage kind of looks like they're moving out. Sands299 is here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. 17 people watching. Drops us some chats and let us know all's here so we can kind of get going. Once the chat gets started, I'll start in on what I've been watching, finding, learning, listening, and reading. And we can discuss anything you guys want to discuss. Bring up, give your comments. Let me know what's going on in your part of the world. So, I feel like my glasses are dirty today. We got to thank everybody for being here, but we need some more thumbs up. We got a lot of people in the house, but only a few thumbs up. Marcel. Marcel is saying hello from Austria. Nice. Wow. I don't think I've had anybody on one of my live streams from Austria. Wow. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up as you came in. We do have memberships and super chats available. How are things in your country? Melissa from Germany. Wow. We do have some subscribers in Germany, and we have a family member who's married to a German. They're living in the Philippines now. But when they were back living in Germany, they used to send us boxes of candy every once a year. Swiss chocolates, German, Belgium, all those goodies all around the Germany area. So everybody say hi to everybody. Marcel's saying hello to you. So if you have channels, let us know. Let everybody know. Maybe people can go and subscribe to your channels. Please subscribe to mine if you would. And hit that thumbs up, guys, if you will. We do have super chats and memberships available. John says, I use Rain-X on my glasses sometimes when working outside if it was raining. I have some. I have these rain wipes, or I have the regular lens cleaner. Poo-poo. Daisy, knock it off. So I have regular lens cleaner, but I bought some, the anti-fog stuff, but it doesn't seem to work that well. I'm a channel catfish. Yes, you are. Daisy, there's not even a living soul outside besides me. What in the hell are you barking at? There's no birds bothering you. But thank you all for being here. Let me adjust the camera a little bit so I can make sure I see the chat. It's good to have all of our visitors from around the world be here. We appreciate the thumbs up. Germany and Austria, huh? Saul's Journey. So I'm assuming you have a YouTube channel. So we can all connect on that. If you guys would connect to this YouTube channel. From San Antonio, I can't talk today, guys. San Antonio, Texas. Just left the Philippines 2 weeks ago, visiting Negros Occidental. How are you? New blogger. So are you new to the blogging world then? Well, I'll check your channel out for sure. And glad you're here. What do you think about what's going on in the Philippines today? Mr. Frugo Love from South Korea. South Korea in the house. Excellent. Thank you for the thumbs up from South Korea. We love Korea. We love Korea. Landon's back in the house saying hello to everybody. So Sal has a channel, so let's subscribe to him if you guys will. Landon, how are you doing, buddy? How are things going for you? It's a beautiful day here. I mean, it's 75, 78 degrees with a light breeze. Besides the dogs going crazy, I feel like I'm in the Philippines because of the dogs. In the middle. So what does everybody think about what's going on in the Philippines? Have you been paying attention to that, or have you not? Or does it matter? Lily! Or does it really matter what's going on? So, but I'll check your channel out in a little while, Sal. So thank you for the thumbs up. Sal, how long were you in the Philippines? Landon is saying I'm in the middle. Lily! And these dogs are going to drive me crazy. Feel like I'm living in the Philippines. Landon, subscribe to sub. Nice of you, Landon. Very nice of you. What's the matter, Daddy? Well, you know how dogs are. Okay. So I'm going to assume you're probably going to go there to live with your current wife and or future wife or kids. So are you already married to a Filipina here in the United States? Sal's Journey is saying thank you to Landon. It's Joker in the house. Hello, Joker. How are you? Good to have you here. Emmanuel is in the house. Bonjour. Good to see all of you back. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to get excited here in a little bit and talk about some important things. Appreciate everybody coming in. And Emmanuel, how are things going in your part of the world? So, man, our dogs, I tell you. I got to restock the bird feeder. My hummingbird feeder is empty, and my regular bird feeder is empty. Birds have been busy. Yep, you're from, I remember that. You're from Paris, France. How are things in France? We have somebody in here from Germany and Austria also. Okay, so you're going to get married once you're going to get there. So you're going to be one of the ones that gets married in the Philippines versus the K-1 visa or the spousal visa. John says, my son's 9th birthday is October the 31st. I got him the last trampoline for sale at Sam's Club. Nice. Well, happy birthday to him. You love the birds too, Landon? Me too, man. I know it's kind of nerdy, but I dig the birds. I dig birds. But, so congratulations on all of that, Sal. I look forward to seeing your story being told out. So, thinking of Halloween, October the 31st is Halloween. We're having a big live stream this coming Saturday, the 26th, for my wife's Halloween party. My wife and all of her Filipino friends are coming over, and they're going to be doing a big Halloween party. So you might mark that down on your calendar if you want to see a Filipino Halloween party. We're going to have one. Now, we're not for sure what it's going to turn out to be like, because, you know, the Philippines doesn't really celebrate Halloween the same way we do in America. So, it should be interesting to see them trying to do an American Halloween party when they've never been exposed to this in our, what we do in our culture. Landon says, it's not nerdy to me. It's not nerdy to me either. I actually like it. I wish I had a better area where we had more selection of birds, but we don't. We appreciate everybody being here. Landon saying happy birthday to your son, John. Sal said, I don't know why they hid that. We got hummingbirds. Yeah, we got hummingbirds. We have all the normal birds, but our neighborhood's kind of new. So there's not any big trees around in the neighborhood. They're all kind of in the perimeter. So the birds all kind of stay over there. Hummingbirds. Yeah, we love our hummingbirds. Early. Okay. Joker's asking, is your channel making money yet? Only if you super chat me. If you super chat me, I make money. Other than that, I don't make any money. So, you're welcome to super chat me, my friend. John saying, thank you for wishing his son the happy birthday. I looked at the young YouTuber channel. You were right, David. That's me. I'm David, by the way. I'm your host. The content was not very favorable towards the Philippines, not very good social awareness, and in tune with your surroundings. Exactly. Exactly. For you bird lovers out there, I'm going to try to show you my bird feeder. This is one of those, I bought this for my wife for her anniversary. That's a bird feeder. You see that white thing on the fence? That's a bird feeder with a camera in it, and you can tell it's empty. And it runs off solar panel, the electricity does, and it's wireless. And I can download video footage of my birds onto my iPad or my phone, then do something with it like on my computer. So that's kind of what that is. That's what I do. And right there are what we call mourning doves. I don't know what everybody else calls them. Can you see those three birds sitting on the fence? I don't think I can zoom in anymore. No. Those are mourning doves, and we have a lot of those. So we have a lot of mourning doves. We do have a pair of cardinals that come around, and we have a blue jay that we see once in a while, but other than that, we don't have a. John says, I like birds. I call them yummy, yummy. Francesca is back. Thank you for coming back to us, Francesca. I appreciate you. I appreciate the thumbs up you did. Everybody give me a thumbs up, please. YouTube likes it when we have thumbs up. Looks like my head's big here. Although, so yeah, Mark, thank you for acknowledging my brilliance. No, just kidding. There's been a lot going on in the last couple of days, and I've learned a lot, and I got a bunch of notes that I've been making throughout the day when I've been watching and hearing and seeing things. So, I love the name David. Is also my dad's name. Great. See, great minds think alike. David is the greatest name in the world, King of Kings, right? So I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you very much for that. And Sal is subscribing to everybody's channel, mine, yours, and we're asking you guys make sure that you return the favor and subscribe to his. So, and if I get your
these mushrooms make you feel better. They increase focus.
I got my iPad out so I can Google stuff if I need to. John says he's going to cook beef trippet later. I don't know what that is, John. Landon says you don't have to, John, to subscribe, but it's good to do that. It shows good. And of course, the more chat we have, the better YouTube will advertise this out. They'll send more alerts out to people. That's why I want to encourage you guys to chat with each other and myself, subscribe to each other, say hi to everybody, because the bigger the chat is, the easier it is for YouTube to go, oh, this is something worthwhile. Maybe we can get an audience. And YouTube looks at it from a money-making standpoint. They're like, the more people that is watching a live stream, the more chances that person might get a super chat, which means they get 30% of it. So, Sal's saying, thank you, everybody. And Sal, we're going to check you out, buddy. I look forward to see your journey. Because, you know, we're about the same age. We're close to the same age. And I brought my wife over on a K1 10 years ago. We've been married over 10 years now. Kelly's in the house. Love from the UK. Well, thank you. And love back to you from America. Got to know David. How's things in the UK, Kelly? Everybody say hello to Kelly. Kelly, do you have a YouTube channel or are you just a watcher? You've never seen such of a wholesome live? Well, I appreciate that. I try to do good live streams. You're not going to see any scantily dressed women dancing around trying to show their body parts on my live streams. And I'm not going to hate on anybody. I'm not going to yell and cuss at anybody. I'm not going to berate anybody. We, on my live streams, on my channel, we truly welcome everybody. I don't care what country you're from, what color of skin you have. If you have skin, I don't care. I don't care what religion you are, anything like that. We don't discriminate in any way, shape, or form. If you could, it's just important to me to be that type of channel. So it may not be the most popular channel, but we are trying to grow it. That's why we need help to do such. But it's important to me to do my channel, me and my wife and I's channel, the way that we want it done. So we don't want to be a channel full of hate and vinegar and nudity, I guess is the best way to say it. John, I'm going to have a pot pie later. So I don't know about you having a big fancy meal. John's a good subscriber, a good friend. John, you're going to have beef later. I'm going to have a pot pie. So there you go. I don't know who's getting the better deal of that one. That's true, David. Oh, thank you. Hi, Kelly from Landon. Landon saying hello to everybody. And we got some more birds back, but nobody pretty. The doves are really cool birds, but they're not very pretty. And so, you know, that's why I wish we lived in an area that was, had a lot more birds. So, we'll probably get some trolls in here, which, look, if you're one of my moderators or if you're up to being a moderator, let me know, which just means I give you a blue wrench if you have a channel. And we have a tendency to... The troll is back. Speaking of trolls, Mark Browning. If he says anything inappropriate, feel free to put him in timeout. But what we do like is we like the trolls to come to our live streams because the more chat they do, the more stupid comments they make, the better it looks for me, the better it is for my channel. The funny thing is, trolls don't like our channel because we don't buy into their stupid BS, but we milk them for everything we can get out of them. So we troll the trolls. So it's kind of fun. So for my moderators in here, if he gets too mouthy, just kick his ass out. But as long as a troll is just being an idiot, look, we can deal with idiots. We can deal with idiots. But racist stuff I won't tolerate, and things towards children we will not tolerate. Yeah, and graphic content, we can't tolerate that. So, and just so you know, that's kind of the ground rules, because we're going to be on here for a while tonight. And so, but Max, if you're going to behave today, welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. I appreciate the thumbs up and the super chat. Maybe that will, Matt, if you want to make me happy, just give me a super chat. You know, $100 will put you on the good list and take you off the naughty list. How's that? So there's been a lot going on since Elliot Eastman, who's an American living in the Philippines only for 5 months, has disappeared. And I have lots of notes today because I've been working on this today, trying to do my internet sleuthing. And there was a stupid comment. Yeah. Stupid comment. There you go. That's it, right? So, but the good thing is, even if there's stupid comments, YouTube goes, oh, wow, this is good. His chat rating is good. Because they can't discern whether it's, I don't know, they can discern if it's negative, I guess, bad words, but they can't discern yet if it's a stupid comment versus a logical comment, which is funny to me. But welcome in, trolls. Bring it on, baby. We're not scared of trolls. We don't run off. So for some of you guys, and if you guys have any comments about this, let me know. He's an American kid. I'm going to call him a kid because I think he's 25 or 26, and to me, he's a kid. His actions on his YouTube and Facebook and social media stuff says that he's a kid too. He's kind of immature. Now, I'm going to say a lot of things about him, but most important, I want to make sure you guys know that we hope he's alive and survives this. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he is, and he hasn't survived this. Landon says, I love your content. Thank you. Appreciate that. We need all the love we can get in this world. So we can't we love, well, everybody likes kind words, right? And that's what I tell people. I prefer to be surrounded by kind words, positive words. When I was teaching, I would try to teach my students to eliminate negative words out of their vocabulary and rewrite it and substitute it in a different way to where you're putting a positive spin or giving a solution to it. So Landon, I appreciate you. Those comments are more helpful than you think. Somebody's running up and down the road. So this Elliot Eastman, a young kid in his mid-20s, he apparently found the love of his life, moved to Mindanao, the Philippines. If you don't know, let me give you a tiny bit of history. Mindanao in the Philippines is a long island, but in the southern part is kind of a Muslim stronghold. Sal was saying, how true, my friend. And Sal, do you know a whole lot of, and chime in if you have anything to say, because you're related to the Philippines. But in that part of the Philippines, it's traditionally a very Muslim populated area compared to the rest of the Philippines, which is Catholic. And a little bit of Baptist or Protestant, but mainly Catholic. Is because they're Spanish. Remember, Spain conquered the Philippines. That's how it got the name the Philippines by King Philip. He renamed it after himself. So, but that part of the Philippines does have what I'm going to equate to simply the wrong emoji. Oh, that's all right. Somebody scared the birds. So, I almost forgot what I was talking about. I had issues with his father, and he lived with his grandparents. Hold on, everybody. I think Nightbot is coming after you there, Landon. I think they're going to know you're too repetitive. So you got to change the words up a little bit. Hang on, let me get caught. I'm behind here. Let me look at the chat because I'm behind. Sal's journey is saying he had issues with his father and lived with his grandparents. Yes. John says, I keep my word short and sweet. I never know from day to day what word I will have to eat. Boy, you got that right. So Kiko's in the house. You can't say. Let me get everybody caught up here. So Landon, keep posting. You just got to change your words up. And I do appreciate what you're trying to do. Love you, David, over and over and over. Yeah, you can't repeat the same phrase over and over. And Landon has really good intentions. They're trying to help us with the chat count. So you just got to mix the words up. So, but Kiko, don't tell my wife that. My wife disagrees. She says it all the time. She says, I'm super special. So yeah, you just got to mix up your word phrases. So he's in his mid-20s. He's a white kid. He's from Vermont. He does not come from a wealthy family. It looks like he has a sister who's a nurse. He looks like he looks like just the average run-of-the-mill, ordinary kid. Back in the States, he drove for Uber, or so he probably didn't have a lot going on for himself in the United States. So he probably thinks that the Philippines was the place to be. She said, okay, you bet, Luz, love you, David, love you, David, love you, David. So, he married a Muslim girl. I'm trying to get you guys caught up. So, I was saying, that part of the Philippines had what I'm going to equate to a militia, a terrorist group, a militia, that has controlled that area. But they were truly terrorists. From the Philippine government's perspective, it's a terrorist group. The Philippine government has decided, yes, I think we have eradicated the terrorist group. Now, obviously, there's still going to be people from that group living in that area. So that's just kind of the geographics of that area. And the good thing about the area is well, I guess depends how you look at it. It's the Providence, or we might say in America, it's out in the country. So it's a ways away from the cities. But it is a Muslim faith. And what we're looking at here is we had an American who married a Muslim woman, young girl, 17 at the time. John is still here. Now we know your wife's undercover name. There you go. Kiko might be right. You just don't know. You never know. Sal's journey, when you go to those areas, you must keep a low profile. And you're right. And this is where I'm a little confused. I'm a little, not confused, but I'm conflicted. I'm not for sure, and this is what I mean, I may say some bad things about this kid. I'm not for sure if he was ignorant of what he was getting himself into, or if he got himself into it intentionally so that he could get likes and views on YouTube. I've watched all of his stuff, and there's a part of me that believes he was trying to over-dramatize his life in the Philippines as being the most dangerous place. I'm under threat of being kidnapped. And that's coming from him. It doesn't seem to be coming from anybody else. So, and Sal, you may be right. It may be a little bit of both. Because I think maybe he went there going, I'm going to be an American YouTuber living in this bad area, and I'm going to blog, and I'm going to do all of this, and I'm going to get away with it. John says I need to watch his channel. Yeah, there's not much on his channel, to be honest, and his blogs are quite not great, but you can learn a lot about his body language and his behavior. Does chat so amazing, I want to hug everybody. That's funny. Kiko likes hugs. Like Mommy said, it's all fun and games if someone puts an eye out. Well, like Mike Tyson says, yeah, you're a tough guy until somebody punches you in the face. No, and the punches you in the mouth, I think is what he says. He said, everybody's a tough guy until you get punched in the mouth. So, but I don't like it, but I think I have to come down on the side that he was making a lot of drama where there really wasn't any drama. And if he would have just assimilated and done a better job assimilating, because I think he was seen as, in the Muslim world, as fake. Because he had to convert to Muslim to marry the girl. But he didn't act like a Muslim man. He still acted like an American. Pat, Riley's in the house. Thank you for being here. That's sad they have found the kid yet, Eastman. Well, no, but they found a body. They found a body about 100 miles away on the shore. And I've seen the video. It's on Facebook. It's all over the internet, the video of them finding the body. There should be some more videos coming out soon of the body recovery. I think there's a really good chance that it's him. It fits the general build. I don't know how many white men that have gone missing. I don't know how many have gone missing. So how many white guys are gonna wash up on a shoreline 100 miles from where he was kidnapped, especially seeing that he was taken away on boat. So they have found a body, and I saw the video. You can't tell if there's a bullet wound to the leg or not. But then again, the body's bloated, which means the wound can swell up and you can't see it. And since he's bloated, you can't see that. And since he's been in the water, any and all blood has been gone. So there's a 50-50 chance that it's him. There's a really good chance it's not him. He has a huge hole in his head, but he doesn't. In all of his videos, he has longer hair. And Kiko says, "No hugs, Landon, unless you go to Vice Conde." There you go. It is sad, brother. So there's a lot of people that says it's not him. There's reports coming out of the local police that that's not him. The only thing I would say that makes me think it's not him is because of his hair. Because even when a body swells, the head swells, but the hair doesn't go inside. It's only until you decompose that your hair looks to grow, right? Otherwise, if you're just out in the sun and you die and you blow it up, your hair really doesn't do anything. And this person looks bald, looks intentionally bald. So that's what makes me go, I don't know. I don't know if it's him or not. So Timmy D's in the house. Thank you for being here. The shorts too, there's no video of him wearing those shorts. That's true. There's no video of him wearing those particular shorts, but then again, yeah, unless you have a trap, right, and nobody has said anything about him having tattoos, and you can clearly see on the video that that body doesn't have any tattoos on the back. That's in the part of the arms and the legs. So you can tell that. So it's 50-50, but the hair thing bothers me. That's what messes me up. Chasing Till Outdoor is saying hello to everybody. Thank you for being here. Pat is asking, it's always safe to be in the Philippines? It is. One thing I want to say is we've been to some sketchy parts of the Philippines. We've never had a problem. And that's one thing I want everybody to take away from what we're doing and talking about is I don't want this negativity of this one person to shine a negative light on the Philippines when it's not justified. It's 5:26 p.m. and I must be getting ready for work. All right, buddy, we appreciate you. Before I go, I want to say thank you and everyone for your friendship. We're happy. Take care and bless and thumbs up to everybody. Thank you. Oh, my dog is amazing. I like my dogs. But here's the deal. Let me just tell you a couple things that the national police have said in the Philippines. The government has come out and said it was not the terrorist group that kidnapped him. It was not them. So that's really bad for this kid. Because if the terrorist group did it, what would they want? They would want money. There is no ransom, period. Nobody's offered a ransom up or been contacted about giving a ransom. To me, no ransom means he's dead, that he was killed, disposed of. So the government of the Philippines says it is not a terrorist group that did it, is what they're putting out there. They have identified a person of interest. They've got a sketch of the person, and they've identified the person's alias. They are in search of that person of interest. Pat says, hope to have another live chat again. Nice. That'd be great, Pat. Look forward to it. Pat, you have a channel, I'm assuming, right? So if everybody would subscribe to Pat, and Pat, thank you for subscribing and liking ours. Appreciate that very much. We got 18 people in the house, so if you guys will throw out some more thumbs ups and all of that good thing. So Pat has a channel. So I'll go back and find your channel later, Pat. So thank you for being here, and thank you for the thumbs up. But we got more people in the background who needs to give us some thumbs up and add to the chat. So here's what we know. The Philippine government is coming out saying we do have a sketch of one of the men that kidnapped him. They have the name, the alias of that person, and they're trying to run down who he really is. They're also saying, Kiko's saying, LX is 17 of them. Yes, I know. I know. I know. She said, Landon says, Pat, I'll find you. I'll try to find you. So, but we'll get you, we'll subscribe to you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. So that's an interesting concept. They're trying to run the guy down. They're trying to figure out who he is. The Philippine government has also come out and stated they believe not that Elliot's still in the area. They believe that the four men, the men that did this, are still in the area. But I've watched how they spoke, and they said we believe the four men. I can't remember what they said. The four subjects of interest are still in the area. So that's something to keep in mind. That leads me to going, the boy's not coming home. Craig is in the house. Good morning, Craig. Thank you for being here. We appreciate Craig. I'm glad you're here. Mark is here. Thank you, guys. Thank you to all of my moderators for being here. Thank you. Landon is saying hello to you, Craig. Tommy D is still here. Thank you. Good morning, Craig. The guy who identified was working on a boat on the beach, so obviously somewhat local. That's correct. And so they got some award money coming out, Tommy. I don't know if you knew that. I'm not up to date, but they have not identified the body. Excluded Elliot. Yeah, they're. I think what they're going to come out and say that body's not his. I think they're on the verge of going, that's not him. I think. Because that's kind of the way the rumblings are. So the rumblings are the local police, not the Philippine National Police, but the local police are coming out and saying that's not him. That's the rumor. And with the fact that this body had no hair and the guy always had kind of short hair versus being bald, I think there may be a good thing for it. Yeah, so the guy that they identified basically worked on the boat. Kiko's saying hello to you, Craig. Craig's saying hello. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Now, the other thing I thought was interesting, the FBI, which is not involved, they initially came on scene, visited with the family, and then they left. And they are not involved. Their involvement extends to the simple fact of going to the National Police. When you figure out something, let us know. That's it. So the American government, the consulates are still watching, the embassy's still watching, but they're not actively involved in trying to solve this. All the mods are amazing. They're amazing. FBI Fat Belly Indian? No. Female body inspector. And John, you're not fat. You're not fat at all. So that's something that we know. FBI has backed off. There's a reward out of 50,000 pesos for information about the boat. So if you Berthold, you're amazing. All mods are amazing. So there's a 50,000 peso reward out if you can identify the boat. There's an additional $100,000 peso reward out for a safe return or recovery of the body. If somebody can lead them to him, there's a there's a $100,000 reward. Kiko's asking where Filipina Bai in the Philippines is. I don't know. She's probably still in bed. I know Henry is traveling this week. So, and Dennis, I think, is traveling this week too. So, but I think Bai is still probably in bed. We don't know what that top secret video was that Bai sent Henry, that Dennis wants to see. No, Pat, we are currently in the United States. We've lived in the Philippines and been there many a times. My wife's from the Philippines. We own land in the Philippines. And so I got a bunch of emails, and I got the video emailed me, or the link sent to me last night through an email. So when I got up, I had friends in the Philippines sending me stuff. saying, hey, here's what we've heard, here's what's going on. And then I've been working all day on the real sources to see if we can figure out anything to give an update. So currently, no, we live here in the United States currently. Craig Parrish, was the body his? There's no definitive answer yet. I'm going to lean 60-40. 60 that it's not, 40 that it is. The hair bothers me. And then, of course, the rumor that the local police are saying, it's not him. But I don't know. The distance doesn't bother me. A lot of people are hung up, the body was found 100 miles away. That's not that hard to do, especially on water. Chasing Dell. He is out fishing and relaxing away from his wife. Yeah, well, that's one thing I thought, to be honest. When I first studied his YouTube channel and his Facebook page, if it wasn't for the fact that people said that he was shot in the leg, then I would have said this is a hoax, that he did this himself. Because I got the vibe off of his YouTube that he wanted to go viral for being in the most dangerous place in the world. So I think if it wasn't for the fact that he was shot in the leg, Landon says, got to go to dinner, might be back later. Kiko says, go, 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 enjoy your dinner. What I tried to find today was where they could identify what part of the leg he was shot in, and it doesn't seem like anybody took a note on where in the leg he was shot at, like the thigh, the calf, the foot, or anything like that, because I think that would be helpful. But at this point, Craig, I really think it's 60-40. I mean, it is a white male. It looks to be a younger white male. It looks to be about the same skin color. It looks to be about the same size and shape. He is bloated. Looks like he's only been in the water a couple of days. He hasn't been eaten by crabs or fish. He hasn't been nibbled on for dinner. Hopefully not the middle leg. Well, you might have a point there, Kiko. So I don't know. I'm just unsure. I would think, here's what I think is, what I wonder is, Tommy D, let's see what Tommy's saying. Tommy D, one thing I was wondering is there's no blood trail where he was supposed to be dragged onto the boat. Yeah, but there is something in one of the articles that I read today from the news channels in the Philippines, says that there was blood on the ground by the house. So I think it referred to a small amount of blood at the location of the house. And the house was his father and mother-in-law's, his in-law's house. Well, you're right. You would think it'd be a blood trail. But then again, it's sandy, it's dirty there. I could easily see the blood trail going, not lasting very long at all. Organ donation, mate, Craig. One dead, 49 sick, and linked to McDonald's quarter pounders. Well, that sucks. I like quarter pounders. Pat says they enjoy visiting the Philippines. It has a lot of, the Philippines is a great place. And this is one thing I'm trying to do this for, is I don't want people to hate on the Philippines. Because look, if I go to the Philippines and I act like an ass, and I get my ass handed to me because I'm an ass, then that's not the Philippines' fault. It's my fault. Nice places. Myron says, I've seen everything. I hope it's not. I've lived in the Philippines. I understand the dangers. I believe it's him. Because I believe he's dead because of no ransom. I just don't know if this body is his. But from my belief in human behavior and studying human behavior and studying serial killers and violent crimes for a hobby, he's not alive. I'm just not for sure that body's his. One, the hair, and two, there's a big hole missing out of his head. I mean, a big hole. They would have had to hit him in the head with like a hatchet or a hammer multiple times to make that big of a hole in his skull. You know, that takes a lot of work and effort. But if they already shot him in the leg, if they wanted to kill him, why don't we just shoot him in the heart and be over with? Done. Or shoot him in the head. And maybe that's it. Maybe we don't. Maybe that's the blowout spot. Maybe they shot him between the eyes and it blew out the back. Because in the video, you don't see the front of him at all. So it's very possible that they shot him between the eyes and it blew out the back of his head. No question that's possible because it's a big, big hole coming out of the back of his head. So that's interesting. Pat says, right, thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up. You haven't given one. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done that and subscribe to everybody else's, I don't act, it's for real joke. Byron, I seen it, it was nasty. And that's true about the bullet, right? It could have, that's what it looked like, an exit wound, or somebody hacked his skull out. We just couldn't see the face. But we don't know how short he cut his hair recently. In his videos, he has short hair. Kiko, the video is all over the place. But I have a video, a 3-minute video on my YouTube channel. There's a link to that for Facebook link right there on my video that I posted today. I can't remember what I titled it, but you'll see it. It only has like 3 minutes and 41 seconds or something as a short video. Not a short, but a short or long video. And in the description, I put the link in there. So you can just click on that link and it'll take you to the video, Kiko. Yeah, it's from Facebook. It's from somebody's Facebook Reels page. And this is what I mean. And I will say, and I talked about this earlier, I found it so striking that all the children were around. All the kids were around looking at the dead body video in the dead body. So there should be some more videos coming out because there's a lot of phones video recording that dead body. So somebody has a whole lot more video footage out there that we haven't seen yet. Somebody in the Philippines has that video footage. I plan on visiting the Philippines this coming summer. Nice. What part of the Philippines are you going to go to? My wife's from Cebu City, or Cebu. The Equality of Man, what's up? Love your shirt. Thank you. Are you from Florida? No, I'm not, but I love Florida. But this is just how I dress. I love tropical shirts and hats, watches, pretty girls, nice cars, dogs. I can't remember what else I love. But I love a lot of things. I just like wearing colorful shirts. It distracts you from how fat I am. If I wear a bright, colorful shirt, you don't see how fat I am. You just see my shirt. So that's why I do that. Negros Occidental. Okay, nice. We know people there on that island. You like my shirt too? Thank you. I love, life needs more color. I have a philosophy. And thank you for being here, and thank you for subscribing and liking to the channel. I have a philosophy. I used to, when I taught college for 25 years, if you guys don't know, and I was always tell my students, you want to dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. And I had that same philosophy. I like to dress for where I want to be and how I want to feel. I want to feel like I'm in the Florida, hanging out on a beach, or in Aruba. That's why I do this, because I want to feel that way. Welcome, brother. I'm excited, Pat, and I hope you do a lot of videos and all of that good stuff. I think it'd be exciting. As long as you stay out of the southwestern Mindanao, you should be safe. Don't act like a butt. I have spent on and off 4 years throughout the Philippines. Be cautious anywhere you go. So true, Byron. And Byron, thank you for being here. Appreciate you very much for being here. And I'll follow up on that. I agree with you. Look, I don't think even that part of the Philippines is automatically dangerous to people. There are expats that live down there, and they get along just fine. But they're not horses' asses. They don't show their ass, so to speak. They respect the fact that they're living in somebody else's culture. And I think if you can do that, you don't stick out. You got to blend in into high risk, but it's the same thing in any country you go to. There's bad, my wife's from Cebu, and we have land in Cebu, and we've lived in Cebu, and there's parts of Cebu that, I shouldn't go, you know, and I'm a good guy, but I shouldn't go there because it's just not, a friendly environment. So, a Hawaiian gigolo look. You like that, Kiko? Maybe that's, can I start a new channel? A new YouTube channel saying that I'm a Hawaiian gigolo? Ooh, just a gigolo. Yeah, and what Tommy's referring to, if you don't know, is kind of the loan sharking thing. Loan sharking or 5-6ing in the Philippines. Thumbs up and the much love and subscribing. We have memberships and super chats are available. And if you just subscribe and like and share and hit the alert bell, I would appreciate it. The loan sharking, the money business in the Philippines, right, as they call it. My wife told me about it in the beginning. We had people as soon as she got here, and they thought my wife was rich now because she was in America, which, if you live in America, you know. But they wanted us to do money lending business in the Philippines, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I know it may not be illegal, or if it is illegal, it may not be something that they actively go after as a crime, but no, we're not doing that. Byron says, I spend most of my time in Davao. Nice. Yes, I've had fake policemen looking at me at the hotel. It can get dangerous, but be cautious. And you're right. You gotta know your surroundings. You gotta keep your head on a swivel at high risk areas. But I think if you keep a low profile, you have a better chance of sticking out. I remember there was a YouTuber, God, probably 10 years ago, who, what was his name? Like Peter Vandegraff or Griff or some crap. He was one of the worst Americans in the Philippines I ever seen. And somebody told the story because he came out and did a story about David. Is Davao a safe place in the Philippines? Byron, Pat is asking, so you give your opinion. I think it is. I know people that live there, and they don't have any problems. But they also don't attract attention to themselves. So Byron, what do you think? What would you recommend to Pat? But years ago, I saw this guy, years and years ago. He came out, and he told the story how he was jumped and beaten up by 6 or 7 6 or 7 Filipinos, and how bad it is, and all this, and horrible, horrible. But somebody else did a video saying, look, I was there. I know what happened. It wasn't, the Filipinos beat the living crap out of the guy, for sure. But he started it. He just couldn't finish it. So he got loud, he got mouthy, he got drunk, and he showed that American arrogance. And one thing I try to do when I'm in the Philippines, because I'm probably an arrogant guy myself, is I try to be humble, I try to be kind, I try to listen and not speak as much. But I'm comfortable in the Philippines. I never had a problem. But they start off being nice. So if you keep the same tone, no matter where you're at, it's going to be okay. Washington, Davao is safe. I know Americans in Davao, so do we. And we know Filipinos over there too. So yeah, it's okay. I recommend Cebu because my wife's from Cebu. I think it's a great place. Myron says that they have a group that hang out and play cards. Just don't get crazy. Don't make yourself known. Don't cheat. Don't steal. Don't buy the drugs. If you want to live a good life in the Philippines, you can. If you want to become a rude, alcoholic, drunk butthead, well, then you're going to get what you ask for. Cebu's a good place. I've been there from Pat. Yeah, we like Cebu. obviously. We have land up in Baguio, and we got to decide what to do with it in a couple of years, whether we're going to build rental houses or what we're going to do with it. Chasing Tails Outdoors, I've traveled all over Kepsi and I had a great time. So he's never had a problem. You know, I haven't even ever had a person in the Philippines yell at me or look at me cross-eyed, to be honest. Now, maybe because I'm a fat American and I'm 3 times their size, but I've never had anybody give me any shit. Don't wear flashy clothes and jewelry like David. Oh, that's funny. Kiko, you're gonna get me in trouble, man. I wear flashy clothes in the Philippines. You betcha. So I just don't have any jewelry to wear because we're poor. We're poor, Kiko. But I would not let this persuade you from going to the Philippines, enjoying the Philippines. I just wouldn't do it. So that's my big take. But I still got more notes, more questions. Like, the fact that we still no ransom. They have come out, the government, the Philippine National Police, has come out and said, point blankly, we do not believe this is a kidnapping for ransom. So the police on the ground, the government on the ground is saying something else is going on here. Whether the family had him taken out or he pissed somebody else off and they took him away. Don't show us, please, diamond piercings. That's right. I'll keep my piercings to myself. Tommy, if you're going for just one girl, it's not worth it. Oh, man. Ooh, Tommy, you're going to get all of us in trouble. I'm married, and I went to the Philippines for one girl, and one girl only. And now we're married. So I didn't go over there to fool around. Byron says the ex-president in Davao, yep, is in Davao. I would see him every Friday. It's best to know the policemen, be friendly to greet people. I would agree with that. And that's what I mean. If you're not a rude and arrogant, and you're just polite and courteous, you can get along just fine. And I think that goes anywhere, except for in America. Shorts and t-shirts, flip-flops, just blend right in. They do. They do. That's the dress code of the Philippines. Shorts, t-shirts, and flip-flops. That's what I was thinking, brother. It's funny. The things is my Filipinos all want a house in the city. City life's expensive. So, and maybe you ought to find a Filipina that doesn't want a house in the city, or bring them back to America. When we went to Cebu City to live, and that's where we go back on vacation. The times that we've been there, the 3 other times that we've been there in Cebu City, and I would prefer to live out in the country a little bit. Not the province girls. Oh no, Kiko, not the province girls. Yeah, get you a province girl, But look, I'm going to say that my wife is from the city. We know a lot of country girls or province girls in the Philippines that live here. I've known a lot over the years. I've been in the community since I was 17, 18 years old. I'm going to say this, and this may get me in trouble. I think the women, because I don't date girls, I date women. Well, I date it. I don't date anybody now, except for my wife. Don't get me in trouble, Kiko. I think the city girls are better than the province girls. And that's because I married one. I get myself in trouble there. Country area is a good place. Yeah, it is. Yes, I could live in a bamboo hut and just need the old skeeter net for sure. Yeah. Yeah, when we move to southern Alabama, I'm going to build us a nipa hut. I'm not going to build it. I'm going to hire somebody to build us a nipa hut so that we can go out there in our backyard with the dogs and pretend we're in the Philippines. So, how's that? But there's good and bad in each, the city and the province. I don't think you should get hung up on either or. So, that's what I think. If a lot of the city girls don't like the province girls, they think that they get a big head. I can't remember what they call it, but they get a big. My interpretation is they get a big head, and they're arrogant when they're okay. I'm going to paraphrase. I'm going to interpret what I think the city girl says. I think the city girls, from listening to them in our communities, thinks the girls that live out in the country or the province get a big head and they're dumb. Greg says, I need to get some roosters on my set. I know, I got the dogs. I got the crazy dog barking, right? So now I need to just get some damn chickens out here. Well, we thought about that. We actually thinking about when we go to Alabama buying a large enough place where we could do some chickens to eat the chicken, you know, and have chicken that doesn't have drugs in it. Yeah, the taxi drivers, a little bit of scammers there, Byron. They are. My wife got into arguments with them because, you know, there's funny story is we were there one time and the taxi driver started to go a long different way. And my wife told him, no, don't go that way. We need to go this way. He's like, and he told her, said, oh, Americans like the long trips. Don't worry, we'll both get money from your American. You know, and she's like, that's my husband, asshole. You know, so he thought he was going to team up with the Filipina who an American came over to date and see, and they were both going to benefit from me being here. But she laid into him, you know, so she wasn't happy about that at all. Frogs and crickets, yeah, toads. You guys seen the toads in the Philippines? You know, we get toads here this big. Oh, look at the geese. The geese are flying, today they're flying east. Man, our geese are, so we get these toads about this big here. Freaking Philippines, damn toads are like 4-pound animals. So it's just crazy. Let's see. Oh, they did say that the APF, which is the armed forces or the Armed Philippine Forces, has now got involved in the investigation too. Tom, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. We appreciate you being here. He's saying, I don't think anybody has confirmed the body is him. They have not. The latest I've heard from anybody, and I just checked some messages, is they still haven't confirmed yes or no. There's a rumor that some of the local police where the body was found, not where he was kidnapped at, says that this gentleman wasn't him. But that's just a light rumor at this point. Got to get my glasses adjusted. Chasing Tell is saying, you are correct, Tom. And you are correct. Pat says, I plan on buying a house in the village for vacation, go back and forth. Nice. So think about doing like 6 and 6 or 7 and 5 or something. Byron says, same happened to me. He was going to give money to his wife. I said, we will let me out and I'm not paying for the extra mile. He took me to the police. The judge made him pay the driver. Wow, crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, my wife lit this boy up. She wasn't happy about it. The money Elliot spent on fixing up the place there, he could have gotten a place in Manila. You think what type of stuff did he do to that place? Now, I saw on his YouTube channel, but it was still pretty impoverished. Pat's from Columbus, Indiana. Nice. We're down in Arkansas. So, Pat, good to have you here, buddy. Well, and that's kind of where part of my iffiness is there's a big part of me that says he got there and thought he was going to take advantage of the situation and become a big time YouTuber living in the most dangerous place. But I go back to this concept. He was supposed to convert to become a Muslim man, and if he doesn't take that serious, they're not going to appreciate that. He got Wi-Fi and solar around for 140K and also got the roof fixed. Okay, good, thank you. Yep. And John says, it's best not to fight with the locals. You can end up dumped in the jungle. Yeah. Chasing Tail says, sorry to hear that, Pat. He's joking because he lives up there too. So he did repairs. What do you think? And here's kind of my question, guys, girls, everybody. What do you think the motive of him being kidnapped is? It doesn't appear to be money at all. So I think at this point, we got to take money off the table. So what are the other motives? Is it a religious motive? Was it the fact that he shamed the family? The family, was embarrassed and shamed because the daughter, the girl, his wife, the young girl, married an outsider, and he was supposed to convert to the faith, and he didn't take it seriously, and he brought shame to it from a religious standpoint, or was he bringing too much attention to his neighbors on his social media accounts? Chasing Tail says, I'm being an a-hole. Well, that's all right. You're usually a good guy, so we'll let it slide this time. And I say usually a good guy. Tico says lack of tolerance on the community's part or his part? Or my part? Because you never know, it might be my fault. Well, so what do you think the motive is? What the intention was? Because he was forced, and that's what I mean. I really go back to this, that if it wasn't for the fact that people said that he was shot in the leg, I would say it's a big hoax. Because it seemed like from his social media, that would be something that he would do as a hoax in order to get YouTube clout. And I do think he was trying to do that. I think he was trying to get a lot of YouTube clout. Now, obviously it didn't work. So you got to wonder what the motive was. It has to be a personal issue if it's not about money. And who has the most to gain with him out of the picture? Did the family realize, well, now the boy is tapped out of money. He can no longer help build our house or fix things. He's doing illegal things that we don't believe in. The money laundering, the 5 for 6 or whatever. He's blogging, shining a negative light on us. Or maybe it wasn't like, do you guys know the story? I can't remember the guy's name. But the actor that looks just like me was the star of the movie, Brian Dennehy. Do you know who that is? Brian Dennehy starred in a movie. It was in Missouri, a town in Missouri. Man, almost had the name. A little town in Missouri. And there's a guy. Ask Craig why people hate each other. Craig, why do people hate each other? Kiko says you have all the answer. Well, considering his wife and family will now inherit everything, and the guys was loaning money to no longer owe anything, seemed like a good enough reason. Well, it seemed to be that he didn't really have much money himself. So, meaning they just inherit everything that he brought to the house and brought into it? Because it's not like he had a bank account full of money, if I understand it right. And plus, if it's any money he has that's in America, is American money. He's an Aussie rules football fan. We know. But I wonder if it's a situation like the movie. Brian Denny stars in it, and he's kind of like a semi-wealthy guy in a small town. But he's a big guy, he's a mean guy, he's a bully. And he rules that town, even though he's not the cop or the mayor, with a iron fist. He has a history of beating people up, burning down houses. He's a serious bully. And this was, I think, in the early 80s. It's a true story. Was in the early 80s. So I wonder if it's a case like that, not saying this kid was a bully, but in the end, he was shot and killed in his pickup truck, and with like over 50 bullets in his pickup truck from 10 different guns. So the townspeople got together and unloaded on him in his truck and killed him. So you got to wonder if it's a similar case where maybe the community was like, this isn't working for us, and he could have left at any time, and he admits that in social media. He may not have followed the local orders, know his tits up in the jungle. Yeah, I don't think he's alive. I'm not for sure if that body 100 miles down the coast is his or not, but I would bet money he's not alive. The Duckster's in the house. Everybody say hi to Duckster, buddy. Duckster, how are you doing? How's the family? Everybody doing good? The wife doing good today? Duckster is one of our good friends. He lives close to me, actually, about an hour and 15 minutes away. Has a great channel. He's married to a Filipina. Smart man, because he likes me. So Tommy says, I had heard it costs around 7,000 pesos to make someone disappear over there. Well, I think you might have a point. Somebody could have paid, but I think it's the other. My impression of everything is it's the other way around. It didn't cost anybody anything. I think they did it because he was a nuisance. He no longer had a purpose. He was not a positive force in the community. Another lesson that will probably never be learned. Absolutely. John saying hello to the Duckster. All right, Duckster says, I'm good. The kids are doing good. Nice. All right, Doug. If you need anything, just let us know. I know there's not a lot anybody can do, but you just let us know if there is something that we can do. We're always happy to help. So, my son says he's going to marry his Filipino nurse in New York City. He's an MT. That's great. That's good news. Now, your son's nurse, Filipino nurse, she's probably older than your wife, huh, John? Got tired of feeding. Well, John, that's kind of where I was going with that. I wonder if he no longer brought anything to the table, so to speak. The balance wasn't there anymore. He was more of a negative. Craig says, because they're people, Kiko. Yes, that's why people make people mad, because they're people. The fact that Tommy is saying, the fact that he knew nothing about the culture and still managed to marry a Muslim is extremely suspicious. And that's kind of where I go with this, Tommy, a little bit. Was he stupid? Was he ignorant? Or was this kind of on purpose? And if he didn't realize that when he took the pledge to be a Muslim, converted, seriously, I mean, the ramifications are there. So was he too arrogant in his thinking? Like, hey, I'm an American. I got money. I got more money than you poor ass people. Look at me. So I don't have to be the way you are. You have to be the way I am because I'm king of the land because I brought money here to you poor, impoverished, indigenous population people. He knew nothing of the religion or the culture. Doug sure is asking, did they ever find the guy who's missing? Not yet. They did find a body, though, Doug, about 100 miles down the coast. A white male fits the bill, but they haven't confirmed yes or no yet. Kiko's saying D, all of the above, Dougster, all of the above. That's right, all of the above. John Balut, he was starstruck and he felt like somebody. I think there's a part of that, John. I agree with you. Ron is in the house. Ron, thank you for being here. And we appreciate the thumbs up that you gave us. Please subscribe to the channel. We do have memberships and super chat available, but we'd hope you at least subscribe to the channel. He's an arrogant fool. I don't disagree with that. I think there's part of his social media that made me feel that way. That this kid is, and we got to say that he's a kid, and that's what you got to feel bad about. This kid didn't live his life yet. He wasn't smart enough, I guess, to truly understand the magnification of what he was doing or the magnitude that he was getting into. Chasing Tail says, or maybe the 5.6 had some ballroom too much. It was cheaper to remove them. I would agree. And there's a lot of people saying that there's a good chance that his loan sharking is what we kind of call it. One, it went against the faith and the family and was shameful to the family. And or it could be the fact, like you just mentioned. Roaming around with no shirt, right? The arrogance of American. You know, he's not a little boy. Even in Muslim faith, a little kid running around without a shirt's not a big deal. But an adult man, he should have. I believe they would expect him to behave better than he did on social media. Because when he married her, he took her religion. And he said that he converted. So he was being a false prophet in a sense. Yeah, Tommy, that's a good one. It's like someone wrote a script on him how to do everything wrong. You got that right. It really, truly is. Doug is saying that's probably more than likely that it's him. Yeah, I'm 60-40. 60 that it's not, 40 that it is. Oh, Kiko's giving me CTO, very good motive. What CTO, Kiko? Uncle drank too much coconut wine. I wish I had some coconut wine. He was street smart enough to be in the area he was living. Oh, he wasn't street smart enough. Well, I agree. He wasn't street smart enough to be anywhere, is where I'm getting with that. I just think he's a dumb kid. And from his social media only, it comes across to me that he's a dumb kid who's arrogant and thinks he can be in a hostile environment and run his mouth and be the way he was, not conforming, stand out like a sore thumb, and nothing was going to happen to him. CTO is, Jason Tell Outdoors. Oh, so you guys, yeah, Kiko always throws these things out, man. Tries to get me confused when I'm reading. Craig says, Ronald, Kiko, duh. Chasing Tell, come on, everybody gotta, it's all right, I make mistakes. The professor's in the house. Hello, Professor, how are you, my friend? Good to have you, thank you for the thumbs up. Did you give me a thumbs up, Ronald? Come on, man. Spare me a thumbs up. Kiko's in, hello, Edith. Richard Rich in the house, sad day for Elliot family. I hope they find the devils that are involved. You know, I agree. And let me say this. I think it is a sad time for them. But what's strange is I did a search through his Facebook and his family Facebook. There's not a mention of this shit anywhere on his family's Facebook stuff. Not a thing saying my brother's missing. If you have any information, not a damn thing anywhere that I can find anybody that looks like friend or family going, where is our brother? Where is our friend? John says, I don't even go out after dark and do McGetty. I have my brother-in-law get my stuff if I need something. That's good. Moving forward says, finally live. Yeah, thank you for being here. Moving forward. Richie, did I say hello to you? Yeah, Richie, thank you for being here. Thank you all for the thumbs ups. I need some more thumbs up so YouTube will like me. John is saying hello to Ronald. It's good to see you. It would be if he gave me a thumbs up. The more you look into, the weirder it is. But if you watch his live chat, everyone is telling him not to worry. I believe those people helped convince him to stay. So you think he had an outside influence trying to help him or encouraging him to stay. Do you think, what do you think the motivation for them to encourage him to stay was? You think it was an honest and sincere, like, hey, bro, just hang out and it's gonna be all right, that type of thing, or was it something else? Professor says, welcome back to John. John's been traveling. Even if Tommy says he even mentioned that he was looking at his chat for guidance. Well, that's scary. Byron, my understanding is that please ask him to leave. He should have listened, at least until they finished the elections. Well, did the local police ask him to leave? I know that's, what's being said. It's kind of what he said. But I wonder if that was true or not. Is there truth in that? John says, he's greedy for fame and got killed. Well, and there, John, and I'm going to say, there's a part of me that believes that. I don't know if it's 100% the whole entire answer, but I do think it's a major issue. Hold on, guys. I got to pick my dog up. Come here. I know. All right, tell everybody say hello. Everybody say hello. All right, lay down. Lay down. Professor's on my phone. Tommy, it's hard to find. It's hard to tell if it was more than just people having their own opinions and possibly trying to help, but you never know. You don't. Luz is saying that's like the pier on the ledge listening to the crowd. Jump, 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 yes. Ken Hugger is in the house. Thank you for being here, Ken. How are you, my friend? Yeah, everybody say hi to my doggie. She was here visiting. Ken says, being native got him killed. What a shame. Oh, being naive. Sorry, Ken. Ken, do you really believe it was being naive? Because I'm kind of torn on whether he was, and that's a good word, whether he was naive or he did some of the shit that he pulled intentionally for fame. Either way, it all got him killed. It's just convenient that people were telling him, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. You won't be kidnapped. And 3 weeks later, it happens. I don't think they would have expected it. Richard Rich says Trump would say he never would have gotten kidnapped if he was president. Might be. I don't know. I'm sure Trump's not going to weigh in on or have a comment about it. I know they won't. I know the American consulate has commented that they are in constant touch and lending their support, and they take the disappearance of any American in any foreign country very seriously. Blah 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 blah. Sing, I can fly, jump, jump, jump. God. Dr. Jen says, hi, puppy doggy to my dog Daisy. I wonder if he was ADD. I don't know. Attention deficit disorder? I don't know. I don't know. He seemed sad at times, but then at other times I thought he seemed cunning. You know, like, hey, I'm going to milk this for what I can get out of it. You know, I want these people to feel sorry for me so they will like, subscribe, and share. You know. Craig says, no coverage all in Australia about it. Luz says, I am sure glad I survived my young and dumb stage. Now I'm just old and dumb. That's how I feel. My brother and I talk about that all the time. We're both shocked that we're still alive. You know, not that we're any smarter, but we just survived it. Never coverage all. Seeing here, Kiko says, dead John. John says, I'm older and dumber. We're both older and dumb. We're all older and dumber. I mean, if we were all smart, we'd be living our dream. Larry's in the house, Larry Lindsay. I know Trump is going to do something about it if he gets in the White House. He may. I don't think he can do. I don't think the president, no matter who the president is, could do anything about this. Nothing about it. It's not going to become an international relationship thing between the governments. It's not. America's not going to get pissed off at the Philippines over this. The Philippines are not going to get pissed off at America over this situation. It's just not going to happen. You can see it because the FBI has already took a gigantic step back and went home and said, okay, you guys figure it out and let us know what happened. The consulate is basically just saying we are here and we care for all of our citizens overseas and take their missing, you know, there's nothing going to be done. Right now, it is absolutely 100% on the Philippine National Police and the Philippine Armed Forces to figure this out. And whatever narrative they want to write will be the story. And one thing I will say, I think, and this is part of why I thought the body might be his this morning, was because I think the sooner his body is discovered, the quicker this gets over with. Because once you got a body, right, then you're no longer looking for anybody. And then you can just say everything's under investigation. And you don't really have to do anything. Because the body will get shipped home and it'll be done. That's right. Professor's absolutely correct. The State Department has said do not go to that part of the Philippines, not the Philippines, but that part of the Philippines. And if you do, you go at your own risk. And that's something I said earlier today. There was a news agency misstating what the State Department said. They were saying, the State Department was saying that there is a travel advisory for the Philippines where Americans shouldn't go to the Philippines. And that wasn't true. It was the southern part of the Philippines, in Mindanao. If that footage turns out to be him, what's the chances they will find his remains? Oh, if that footage turns out not to be him, what's the chances they will find his remains in the jungle? No, they won't. They won't find it all. And one thing they did say today that they thought, this was kind of weird. I saw a thing that said that they truly believe that the criminals, let's say, were in the area. And then I saw another one that said they thought that he would, and this is what was weird. One of the Philippine news anchors said something like they believed that he would be found in the region that he was kidnapped from. That he was not in those other two towns that you just listed. My coworker always said, you can't cure stupid. Absolutely, Luz. Very true, Byron says. Yes, but it's going to stop a lot of people from going to the Philippines. I hope not. And Larry, that's part of what I'm here for. Why I want to be here. Kiko says, L.O. Doctor, There's a place in the Philly Willy you don't go without a guide. Yes. They will never find them in the jungle. They will not find them in the jungle. WL. I just don't know how they try to put it on a Muslim because she is Muslim. I just don't like. I agree, and I'm with you. I don't think the Muslim faith has anything to do with this. I think it was his actions, and it just happened to be. And I do think they take, people of the Muslim faith take their religion very serious, unlike a lot of other religions. And if you're supposed to convert and you don't convert and then you show your ass or do things against our law, the Muslim law, your problem. But it's not the religion's fault. Kiko is throwing out a bunch of letters. Chasing Tail says, I don't think so, Larry. They will defer you from that. They would defer or try to persuade you not to go to that area. Adult playpens, prisons, jails are full of people that don't listen. You got that right, John. I've talked to some people today, and there's somebody on here who I think is Pat, who's headed out next year. I don't think it's going to hurt the people wanting to go to the Philippines. I talked to Claude today. He's still going in a couple of months. I don't think it's going to persuade people not to go. I do think it will highlight what people that are interested in going to the Philippines, because you got to remember, look, the majority of people that go to the Philippines are not in their early 20s. So the older guys usually are a little bit smart in that. Let me read what Ronald's saying here. Yeah, the professor says, yay, that's not Islam. That's right, it's not. So I don't like hearing that BS about Muslim, bad. I don't like that because I think it's bullshit. I just think it's horrible bullshit. So that's one of the things I've been trying to preach all day long is don't pin this on Islam. Don't do it. Been to the East Coast where my wife is from, but wouldn't venture west, okay? There are radicals everywhere, the Dougshire says. Absolutely. Larry says, I just go to Cebu. I got a son in Cebu. Nice. We're from Cebu, where my wife is. And we have property in Cebu. Byron says, his girlfriend wife should have known better. Her parents should have known better. Now, that's an interesting statement, Byron. And this is something that a friend of mine sent me, similar to that. And so let me touch on that a little bit. Did the parents were okay with this because he was maybe a foreigner coming in bringing money in? So they was like, okay, you can marry my 17-year-old virgin Muslim daughter, and you're going to become a Muslim, and you're going to be bringing funds into us. And now that didn't work out so well. I don't know. Pat's in the house. Pat says, I'm a lot older, brother. 49 going on 50 next year. Yeah, most of us are in that age range. But what you're going to find is 20-year-olds don't go to the Philippines. A lot of us are older guys, and we're smart enough to check the travel advisories and to listen to channels and to listen to people and go, okay, that's an area we shouldn't go. Adults, which I hope maybe everybody in here but Kiko, because Kiko's not an adult, but all of us adults have the ability and the intellect to do a little bit of research. Far too much hate in the world from Tommy? Absolutely. Pat says, we all are getting older. That's what we are. I probably traveled the youngest here, but traveled and have experiences. That's all right. We don't mind young people. There was a bomb threat in Cebu. Oh, I didn't hear that. That's interesting. A bomb threat in Cebu. That's interesting. I'm going to have to Google that and research that. Professor. Did they say anything about it? Like, anything about it, I guess? Pat says, right. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean. He deflowered and got deflowered, and I hate to be this way, but since maybe he didn't live up to his end of the bargain, so to speak, and he became somebody that the community no longer wanted in their community. Bro, was that over the number 5 soup? Oh, God. The number 5 soup. Pat is saying, that's right, exactly. Yep. So, power of the pussy confuses the mind. It does, man. And look, I think I don't know. Now, granted, he's in his mid 20s, she's 17, 18. Okay. When you're in your 30s and you're picking up a 16-year-old in the Philippines, I have a problem with that. So, Kiko says, I am adult for sure. Oh, Kiko, man. We enjoy the Philippine foods too. We're going to have a bunch of it on this Saturday's live stream. My wife's doing a big Halloween party that I'm going to live stream. And there's all kinds of Filipino food going to be here. Everybody's welcome to come. It only costs you $1,000 to get in the door. Tommy says 29 and travel internationally 5 times. Nice. But you seem like a smart person who's going to do a tiny bit of Googling and go, should I really go to Russia during a war? No, I shouldn't do that. Let's see. Chasing Tail's laughing. The professor's laughing at the Chasing Tail. Lame-o, cool. But that's what we gotta, you gotta wonder is, did he not live up to the bargain, right? Did he not live up to his end of the deal, so to speak? Because, I don't know. So maybe the family did have something to do with it. Or did the family just remove themselves from the equation that day and say, we will just let the community handle this? Because I speculate that members of the community came to the family, or the family came to members of the community going, what do we do? What do we do here? And they gave him opportunities and chances, and they probably talked to him about it, right? Because you saw that on social media. And then he still did not improve his behavior. And we can't have this in our community. You mentioned, Tommy is saying, you mentioned that, but I got a Russian visa. Almost went to the start of the war. Oh, how funny. Landon's back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. How was your dinner? What did you eat? So Craig said the magic word, eat it. I know he did. And I pronounced it. I know. But he's right. As much as we don't like to admit it, and we shouldn't allow, I don't know how to say this without being, we shouldn't allow that thing between a female's legs to cause us so much stress and grief. But it does. Not for me, because I'm married and I got a great wife, but for others. So Landon had a biscotti. Nice. I'm going to have an old pot pie later. Pat says, is houses cheaper in the Philippines to build? Yes. Yes, they are. But they're also not the same as an American house. But yes, they are quite a bit cheaper. The land can be really expensive. And you got to remember, only your Filipino can own land. If you're married to her, you can have husband's survivor rights, but you still can't own the land. Chasing Tails, that explains David's mind joke. Yes, bad, okay. It is cheaper, without question. But they're just not built the same by any stretch. And that's okay. I love Philippine houses. I would build one down in Alabama for flooding purposes. I think Americans down in Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, the Gulf Coast, they should be building houses like they do in Philippines. They should just be bigger and nicer, but the same style of construction. Because when it floods, all you do is get the garden hose out and wash the damn thing out, and you're good to go. Larry says they got 2 of them, so it's over for them. Okay. Pat says, I see, right. David, hummingbirds are amazing. They are amazing. We love hummingbirds. So, so yeah, the houses are, I would like them here. The house, I hated the condo we were in because the condo was smaller, about the size of my back patio, and we were paying double rent. Chasing Tail says, unless you're a vet, Pat, then you can own land also. Okay, so Chasing tells us that if you're a vet, you can own the land. I know for me, not being a veteran, never served, that all I have is husband survivor rights on the land that we own. And my name's on the deed and the paperwork, but I have survivor rights, which as far as I understand, allows me to one, to continue to live there. It allows me to continue to live there if I want to and sell the property or give it away. Kiko's asking, Luz is asking, Landon, have you ever driven a Hummer? Craig Perry says, why, Landon? Xboxer. Why, Landon, Xboxer? He's want to know why you're dropping the same thing on. It's to promote this by spamming message. Well, the spamming message doesn't help. If you just make regular, normal comments, like part of the conversation, then YouTube likes that. If it's just repeated over and over, YouTube just kicks it out. So I appreciate your effort into helping us spread the word of our live stream. But the best thing to do is just make comments, normal, regular comments. Like saying hi to Craig, saying hi to Chasing Tell, and everybody like that. Ooh, I like some spam. I want some of the Filipino spam. It's just too damn expensive here. It's like almost $6 a can. Too much. But I love the Filipino spam. But yes, that thing that young men seek has great power. And he was probably infatuated because the girl is pretty looking. But the fact that she probably was a virgin at the time, like Tim K bought his virgin, maybe that was part of it. But he didn't live up to his end of the deal. Tommy says, what's the most cost-effective way to spend money in the PH? Oh, Tommy, what I do and what we do is we have a Charles Schwab account. I can take out $1,000 a day at any ATM I want, and there's no ATM fees. Well, there is, but they return it at the end of the month. It's a $4 fee, and every ATM that I go to, if there's a fee, then Charles Schwab puts that back on my account. They give it back to me. So I like Charles Schwab. Chasing Out Tell knows what that means in Pinoy speak. Where did I miss something? He does. Chasing Tails caught him a tail. The Duxer channel. Have you seen the house of the Texas Filipina? It's all concrete. He did a pretty good job on it. No, I haven't seen that. But I wouldn't mind one. I don't mind having an all brick house, all cinder block house, and have my electric coming out of the ceiling and do air conditioning different, so that if it floods, you just, get the garden hose out and wash the mud out. Chasing Tail Outdoors says, get a bank account there. You can. And we have a bank account there. We keep a bank account. We just don't trust the Philippine banks very much. But we did that, and what we would do is transfer or deposit money into that account and then pay things in the Philippines out of the Philippine account. But when I'm out and about, if I need cash, I can use my Charles Schwab card and not be charged anything. So I'm a big Charles Schwab fan. I use them for investment and everything. So Pat says good night to everybody. Thank you again for being here, Pat. We greatly appreciate you being here and watching and listening. And we appreciate your input and subscribing to the channel. Traveling to Europe, they won't let you open a bank account unless you have a tax number. The Philippines is that way too. We had to get, when we were living there, we had to get a banker to vouch for us before they would allow us to open a bank at BDO. We had to get special permission from a banker. Our landlord was one of the bank people, and that's how we were able to open our account. Chasing Tail says, good night to you, Pat. The Doug says, yeah, wash out once a week if you like. Exactly, right? But wouldn't that be good if all you had is really nice tile and concrete, and you could have uplighting in the cove ceilings, but if you got into a situation where you needed to hose the damn thing out, you just hose the place out. I don't know why we don't do that here in America. I was telling a Filipino friend of mine that lives here, because he's been at it, we've been talking about that a lot. I said they used to do that in the 60s. A lot of the houses built in the 50s and 60s down in Florida was just that way. They were built from cinder block. And you can texture cinder block to be just like sheetrock. So I don't know why we don't do it here. We're going to change the world. See you, Pat. Bye, Pat, from Craig and the professor. Pat says, thank you all for having on the channel. Hey, you're welcome anytime. Please feel free to come back. Let us know how things are going with you and your effort to get to the Philippines. Really like for you to stay in touch so we can hear what's going on with you. I'm in the Australia, so I will have to see if swab is available here. That's a good question. Don't know that, Tommy, to be honest. I know once you open your Charles Schwab account, it's international, because I can go anywhere in the world and use my card and get cash. So, did you say hose? I did, Kiko. Hose it down, baby. Hose it down. But wouldn't that be cool? You know, spring cleaning, you just drag the furniture outside. You get the big old garden hose out, pressure washer. You pressure wash the house inside and out. You put everything back in, and you're good to go once a year. So I wouldn't mind having a Filipino house in America. It would just need to be about 4 times bigger than what they are there. So, the one we rented, you could put it inside of a 2-car garage. So kind of small. Landon says, am I canceled? No, you're not canceled. Why would you say that? No, you're not canceled at all. No, we're happy you're here, Landon. Jason Till says, no, you're not canceled. So, yeah. You put, oh, did it? Well, I didn't see anything come through. Are you sure? I'm looking, Landon, but those came through. Your last 2 came through, but I didn't see anything else pop up. So you're not blocked or anything. You're fine, because we're reading your messages. But yeah, I don't see anything hidden from you. Chasing Tails, doesn't know either why it would happen. But none of the monitors have done anything. Well, I will re-put it in. Yep, re-put it in. So, Professor, if you're hanging out in the background, you're in the Philippines on the ground. What have you heard about our now famous American, Elliot Eastman? Have you heard anything? What's the buzz in your part of the Philippines about this situation, if any? So, yeah, put it back in, Landon. But yeah, you're good. So here's what we know so far. The government is saying it's not a tourist kidnapping. It's not involved the tourist group down. Terrorist, not the tourist. The terrorist. So the terrorists are not responsible. They're not involved. They have found everybody thinks he's dead. Well, I think he's dead too. Professor, do they think that the body is his or the body is somebody else's? They do have a person of interest identified. They have his alias. He's apparently a local. The FBI is not involved at all. They're waiting. Their answer is, let us know what happens and we'll go with it. That's what I mean, Tommy, right? You never know with me. You got to be careful. The shit that comes out of my mouth, you know. Just ask Kiko. My brother used to say, I would shut, shout you, you're my favorite. Oh, shit you, you're my favorite turd. My brother used to say, I would shit you, you're my favorite turd. There you go. Young Sanders in the house. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up, buddy. How are things? How did your day at work go? We're talking about the young kid kidnapped and the body and all that good stuff. And now every dog in the neighborhood is barking. If I had some roosters, I'd be in the Philippines, huh? So everybody say hello to Sanders. If you haven't subscribed to him, please do. Landon says, 1, 2, 3. Landon the Lord, Professor A. Sanders. My Xbox user is Craig is saying hello to you, young Sanders. Landon, Xboxer, Lord Bam Bam 9070. Oh, that's your Xbox handle. If anybody's into Xbox, that's Landon's handle to find him on Xbox. Kiko saying hello, TS. I looked at that because, you know, I'm kind of far away from the screen. And I looked at that for a second and I thought you had TIS. And I'm like, what? But then I looked closely. Unlaced in the house, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Was his body found? Was that his body that was found? Right now, we still don't know if that was his body or not. We're hoping to hear something definitively in the next day or so. I'm going to go 60-40, 60 that it was not. Landon says, let me get caught up here. Professor is saying hello to you, Unlaced. Landon's asking people to join him on Xbox because he needs friends on Xbox. Sanders, the day started off bad. Oh shit, you got rear-ended on the way to work this morning. Damn. Back injury. Broken back injury. Come on, head injury. What do they call that? Whiplash. I know you got it. I saw it, man. Craig says only triple Xbox. Oh, God. Everybody's minds are in the gutters. We don't know for sure, Unlace is the answer. And I say 60-40, 60 it's not. There's plenty of suggestions it was murder, but I am still suspicious ransom gone wrong, or maybe a weird mixture of both. That's a good point. I don't think it had anything to do with money. No, I take that back. I don't think it had anything to do with ransom at all. I think it had a lot to do with money. Unless says, thank you for everything you do for the community. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. And everybody remember, we do have memberships and super chats available. But thumbing up and subscribing is a great thing. Professor says he's the only one missing. Well, and that was kind of my point earlier, Ronald, was how many other white boys are there missing in the Philippines? Right. And so, but then he doesn't have any hair in all of his videos. He has short hair, but he has hair. And he has dark hair. And his skull is completely bald. But the back of his head was blown out like somebody put a bullet through his head or through his eyes and blew the back of his head out. So that's where I'm like 60-40, you know? It could be, can we do, 49 and 51, something like that. So I'm really torn whether it is. So I'm really anxious to find out if it was. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Ah, Tommy. Tommy. Do fish eat hair in the Philippines? If so, it's more than likely 70% chance it's him. Oh, God. I know Craig, Professor, and Kiko are all got things to say about what you just said. So, Landon, do you play anything? I don't play any games. I do puzzles. Who took the video? I don't know who took the video. And that's why I'm saying there's a whole lot more videos out there to be found if they would start posting them. Like a console or PC or something. No, I really don't. The only games I play are puzzles. I do puzzles. That's all I do. Here is protein. They'll eat it. It's actually not protein. It has no nutritional value whatsoever. Ronald. Chasing Tail Outdoors, they have fingerprint him and they will know for sure. I agree. AS is in that house. Why would they kill him? Here's the hair. Let me address the hair thing and we'll talk about that. From my understanding, from my knowledge, which is not vast, but it's there about dead bodies. Believe it or not, I have knowledge of dead bodies. More than I want to know. The fish would not have gone after his hair. They would have eaten his eyeballs first. They'd gone after the eyeballs. And then they would pick off the fat, is what they would do first. So his toes, his extremities would be eaten up pretty well. So he didn't look to be in the water long enough for that to happen. AS is asking, why did they kill him? Landon is saying, for money. Anybody's guess from Chasing Tails Outdoors? Joseph is in the house. The body that was found in Parang Mananao is not that of Eastman. It was a victim of a recent clan war that took place near Bongo Island. Really, Bongo Island? A clan war. But so they had a white boy in a clan war? That is the question, AS. Why would they kill him? Now, whether the body is his or not, is a 50-50. But I do believe he's dead. But Joseph is saying that's not him for sure. So are you saying absolutely 100% that that body is not Eastman's? Dental floss, yeah, there you go. A master chef, oh God. So he could have been murdered. I don't think he was kidnapped and murdered for ransom. I think maybe the community decided that he was no longer of value to their society. Is one of the short answers, AS. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the thumbs up button, by the way. David, I am the professor. Yes, hair is made up of protein. Yeah, oh, okay, probably keratin. That's where I was going. So keratin's a protein? I thought keratin was, I can't remember what I thought it was. I didn't think it was protein though. But if you say so, I believe you, Ronald. Landon's asking, can you make a bologna sandwich fried just one? Yeah, fried bologna sandwich, absolutely. I always put some cheese on it when I make it and ketchup, and it's really good. Bodies can go pretty white after death. That's a good point. Especially if that's a good point. That's a good point. They can bleach out. So that's a good point. Okay, so Joseph says 100% that it's not Eastman. So that's probably a good thing and a bad thing, right, Joseph? Unlace is asking, I wonder if his wife had anything to do with it. Good to hear from Kiko JZ, which is Joseph. Whoops. Hi to everybody that doesn't know me, by the way. Yeah, if you guys haven't made friends with everybody, please do. If you have YouTube channels, let us know so that people can subscribe to you. Well, Joseph up here is saying that it's a member of a clan war. What did you say, Joseph? Oh, here it is. The body that was found is not that of Eastman. It was a victim of a recent clan war that took place near Bongo Island, is what he said. Joseph, did the media come out and say that? Who Who has made the determination that that's not his body? So that's what I would like to know. Who's made that official determination? The Duckster channel is saying hi to everybody. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to each other, please do that. Duckster has a channel. So you guys all need to subscribe to each other. Professor is saying hey to the Duckster. Well, part of the reason I wanted to believe, if it's really not him, that it was him, is simply because if I'm going to kidnap and murder this guy, the sooner I get his body out there where people can find him, the sooner I can get away with it. Because the more people are looking for a body, the more investigating they're doing. The more chances are that the law enforcement is in the mix of things trying to ask questions. I would throw the body out where he can be found, and then they can deal with the dead body, and then the investigation will kind of wind down and go away. Landon says, I subbed on both of my accounts. Nice, good deal. Tommy, that's what the description says on the video of the body on Instagram about the clan war. Okay. But that's on Instagram, right? All right, you guys, hang on a second. I'm going to turn my light on. Oh, I lost my hat. So, and somebody on Instagram is talking about that, but not an official report from the government or the police or anybody. Kiko's asking Jay-Z, do you know who's going to win the election? Craig, or officers get new cars and move on? That's it. You know how it is. And that's where if I was the one that did all of this, I would throw his body out where he can be found and get this over with. Thanks, Landon. Greatly appreciate that. Just subscribing to everybody's channel. And we appreciate that too, Landon, very much, that you use both of your accounts to subscribe to us and everybody else. And Doug is saying hi to you, Professor. So, we know that there's a 50,000 peso reward out for the boat, and there's a 100,000 peso reward out for the body. Do you think the money will motivate this? See, and this is part of why I think somebody's going to dump the body soon, because they're going to want somebody else to show up and go, oh, I found the body, and claim the $100,000, 100,000 pesos. The Duckster channel, hi Craig Parrish, saying hi to everybody. Duckster is, make sure you guys check him out. I'm not for sure if it's from the original poster, but it seems it is. Okay. So it may have been something that was talked about there on the scene by the locals, when they were talking about it. Hey, this is, part of a clan war or something going on there. So that's kind of, and so maybe all of us others jumped the gun, or maybe that's just what they're saying to get attention off. You just don't know what the truth is. But I'm sure in a few days we will find out if that body is his or not. Craig saying hello to you. Thanks, Alex, even though I don't have a channel. Tommy D. White speedboat is very descriptive. Yeah, and, and look, I didn't see a good description of the boat, right? Anywhere. I didn't see where they listed what it was. So But how many are they saying it was like a go fast boat? Was they saying it was just a boat that had a good motor on it and that can haul ass, a typical wooden boat that could haul butt? What were they trying to say it was? Was it a fiberglass boat? You know? Oh yeah, chasing tail. It's hard to put a body on ice for very long over there. Absolutely. I mean, in that heat and that humidity, and that's what I mean. He has to be somewhere. I would be shocked if he's alive. If he's alive, I would be blown away. If he's alive, I think part of this is a big scam. If he shows up alive, I'm going to have to say we need to question him because I think it's going to be a scam if he shows up alive. First, you have to find the ice, yeah, which is not easy to do in the Philippines, especially that much. You know how much ice it takes to put a body, to keep a body cool? I mean, that's why we had refrigerated units for the bodies. So, I guess you can always go to the mall and get some ice, right? But there's a big reward out. I mean, that's $100,000 for him, for the body, and $50,000 for the boat. And but like we said, there is still no ransom. The government has come out and said we don't believe this is a kidnapping ransom. So what else is the kidnapping for? If it's not for ransom, then it's for payback. Payback in some way, shape, or form. Landon's asking, did he just say that the dead people in the fridge I left like 5 minutes ago? Yeah, what I'm talking about, when you store bodies, you have to keep them cool, right? Because if they're not, they decompose too fast. And so at the college, because I was involved in this, and this is partly what I know, is if you're going to have cadavers and things, there's a proper way to store bodies so that they don't decompose. And it's not easy. Well, and Kiko, that's where I'm going. If he shows up, this is going to be the biggest YouTube scam that we've seen, the internet scam, and this guy is going to be ridiculed and butchered for it. He's never going to be able to show his face again. Unless, I hope it's not a hoax to get followers. I agree. If it's a hoax, the sad thing, guys, come here. You okay? The sad thing is, what is it, Lily? You want to come? Man, my dogs want to sit on me now. Come on. Come on. Jump. That's a good girl. I got you. So, all right, I'll pet you. There's my dog. This is the dog that got ran over by the car. This is the bad foot. See it? Her foot is more like a club now. All right, sit there. Be careful. This is a joke, by the way. Talking from experience? Yeah, I am talking from experience. The fact that we have seen so many other people running scams to get fame and fortune. Maybe it doesn't happen worldwide, but it definitely happens in the U.S. People fake cancer, they fake being kidnapped, all of this crap just to get attention and fame. So yeah, talking from experience. Good. Well, if that video is not him, then we may never really know, Tommy. Tommy's right. Very true, Tommy. Watching on my TV next to my phone. Nice. Good job. It's a cute wiener dog. She is. She's a good dog. Here, I'll show you Lily. This is Lily. Lily's the youngest dog. They're 6 months apart. She's a big baby. But this is her broken foot right here. Her crippled leg. Oh, all right. Get in. Go play. We like our doggies. Yeah, oh, you're talking about the people in the refrigerators, Landon? Yes, I know very much about storing bodies. We chose not to do it at the college, but I was the person that actually led the project and made the decision. So yes, I know quite a bit about it. And I've been to several facilities that have them. That's probably why, I woke up with one in my coma, right? Duxter says, hi, Chasing Tail, he connected to you. Landon said hello to my little doggy, Lily. Lily's a good doggy. It's my fault that she's injured. Yeah, it's broken, or it's dead. The foot is dead, so when she walks, her foot, it hits the ground here on the knuckle, is the problem. Chasing Tail says he'll get caught up with you a little bit later, Duxter. Because you guys, if you remember, when you subscribe to channels, you got to make it stick. Watch a video, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, and then subscribe. Tommy D says, there's not enough motivation to do it just for YT videos, especially considering the compounding evidence as to why people may want him gone. Well, I agree. I don't think that's it, Tommy. I really don't. But if this kid shows up alive walking down the street, it's been a freaking hoax. And maybe what happened is maybe he staged it. Let's do this weird hypothetical. So what if he staged it? Planned it, staged it, and when the guys were taking him away, one of them accidentally discharged his weapon and shot the guy in the leg. So maybe it was an accident that he was shot in the leg, right? That could be a logical scenario when you, what do they always say? What's the thing when you do stupid shit happens to you? Fear factor, Landon says, and Kiko's laughing at you. John, 10 thumbs up, 10 toes down. Yeah. Professor's having a good time laughing at it. Oh, Lord, clone him. 5 turn up. Yeah. But if you wanted to do that, that's hypothetically that could be happen. And so now his leg is shot, and he has to carry through this, and maybe he's going to escape. And he's going to be a big hero in his head. But maybe this has gone south, and now the kidnappers, the people that he hired to do this, is going, oh, this shit got wrong, so we're just going to execute him and be done with it. I mean, you just don't know what happened, whether the family orchestrated it, the town orchestrated it, he did it himself for clout. My God, I mean, do you know who the guy, what's the guy's name? McAfee? The software guy who invented the McAfee antivirus software, he has a very similar story in Belize, how he escaped Belize, and how the Belizean government took all of his money, and he had to escape for his life and going through the jungle for days, and he only survived on his whatever. How did you get in jail? I saw that live, by the way. If I were going down that route, did they even test the blood to prove? Well, right, exactly, and I'm sure they didn't, because it would be so contaminated, and that type of environment, and they wouldn't have the testing kits handy, where you could blood type it plus get a DNA in the Philippines. No way in hell. they'd be lucky to have luminol to tell you if it's even blood or not. You know? Yep, the FBI said, we're done, we're out, we don't care. So they must know something, and because they've given up. They've moved on. Or they're back home. Could it be chicken blood? Sure, it could be chicken blood. It could be pig. Well, they don't have, it's a Muslim community, so there's probably no pigs there. But it could have been any kind of blood. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And you believe his story, right? Exactly, Kiko. But he has a documentary out about it. There's 2 documentaries. There's one about him and about his great escape and all of this heroin shit. And there's another documentary, some other guy is calling them bullshit. Old McAfee is dead too. Is he dead now? All right. Man, he was a character. I watched those 2 documentaries and went, I don't know if you can believe this BSer or not. Landon is saying, all right, good night, everybody. I'm hopping off. We will see you. We appreciate you. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoy your Xbox games and have a good evening. Hopefully this kid, but look, it was what's the movie called? The Lost Girl or Gone is the movie of that chick, who was married, who had a boyfriend, decided that she would fake her own kidnapping and have the boyfriend beat her up, and they would try to get a ransom and all this shit. And, so you just don't know what people will do for fame or money. And if you watch his YouTube, I think he was overdramatic in YouTube. I might be overdramatic, but I think he was selling the most dangerous place ever. Oh wow, I didn't know that, Professor. Wow. So John McAfee, the founder of McAfee Antivirus Software, died by suicide in a Spanish prison on June the 23rd, 2021. I didn't know that. It's not surprising because I watched the documentaries and went, he went off his rocker. Bye LX from Kiko's. See ya, Xboxer. Bye LX, bye LX, bye LX, bye LX. Sold his soul for fame and fortune. There's a lot of people that do it. Look at P. Diddy. I mean, you just don't know. I don't think that's what happened in this case. I think he pissed off the wrong people repeatedly and they decided to get rid of him. We've talked to you, and you're still defiant. So the next step is we're just going to take you out in the jungle and you're never going to be found again. That's kind of what I think happened, but I don't know. Time will tell. It will tell. So because there's no ransom, apparently there's no body found at this time. They do have a description and the alias of the boat guy, one of the boat guys. So you would think they know a whole lot, and they probably do know a whole lot more than we know as of now. And look at all of us rich bobs. I don't know, man. I'm not rich. Maybe. There you go. Maybe he was in some of Diddy's videos or something and, pay back for that. I don't know. I believe it's more likely that, not that I wouldn't put it past him, but I think it's more than likely that he just pissed off the wrong people repeatedly. Because I really believe, and I know I've been seeing on the internet where, they keep bringing up the fact that that's a Muslim stronghold. It's something I saw. Muslim stronghold in the Philippines. I'm like, that's bullshit. And I don't know every Muslim in the world, but every one of them that I know and met and been next to personally are some of the nicest people in the world. They're just like me and you. They're not all crazy in the head. So the whole blaming on the Muslim angle is a bunch of bullshit. Sanders says there was a video of the kidnapping. No, was there a bit? No, there's a video of a body found in the Philippines, about 100 miles from where he was kidnapped. There's a video, YouTube video, and if you go to my website, if you want to see my YouTube channel, on the video I did earlier, it's about 3 minutes long, 3 minutes and something long. There's a link to that video that you can click on and go to and watch that video. It's of a body that was washed up on shore. That's the video everybody's talking about, because we're trying to figure out if that was Eastman or somebody else. And there are people that are now saying, no, it was not definitively, it was not Eastman. It was some local that was killed by a clan war. But that's also suspicious until the government officially comes out and says it, and it's confirmed by multiple sources. You can't believe anything. Boring old bastard, yes. For all of you new folks, boring old bastards. Well, yeah, but I don't mind being bored old bastard. I just don't want to be poor, or rich. I'm poor. You guys are the rich ones. Muslims don't let their wives walk around without at least the hair covering, let alone all the other things he was doing publicly. Well, and the Muslim angle could be the fact that he brought great shame. And if they've worked with him and didn't take him serious, and then you add in the loan sharking, you can easily see where they're going look, I don't think they're going to execute him because he lied about becoming a Muslim. I think they would get rid of him, send him packing, but they're not going to execute the guy just because he's a false prophet, so to speak. They would ship his butt away and get rid of him. But they're not going to execute him just for that. Could it be Westmen or Southmen? It's like being old mothballs. Oh my God, Napoleon, you guys. Well, I am old. I'm beat up. I'm still trying to recover from my back, so I feel good for Lorelei's party this weekend. Oh, we forgot the Norseman, JB. Yeah, Dennis is traveling. These are the Canadian Bacon Boys and traveling. Henry's over in Georgia. He's traveling. That's probably why we haven't heard anything from Filipina Bai. But I think she's also been keeping a low profile for some reason. Her birthday was yesterday. I don't know. I know she had one time she was asking about sponsors. So John say, "Oh, sorry, Les. Sorry. But and Jack, of course, is out of commission again. So. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, folks. You used to be way up north. Yeah, he was up in North Dakota. He was up there with the freaking, icicle people. Can't be there to spank you on your birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, well, it's Bai's birthday. Filipina, what's your channel? Filipina Bai in the province. She turned 39 yesterday. That's Henry's arm candy, as Dennis says. So I guess her and Henry kind of have a friendship connection going. So, yeah, John is saying, yep, the frozen North Dakota. And same as your boy. Mine is same as your boy. So that's where we're at, folks. All right, why don't we start winding this sucker down? And I'm going to try to eat my beef pot pie. Not like it's any good. Remember, Lorelei's doing her party this weekend. this Saturday, his party's at 6. So at some point, I'm going to throw the camera up live so that you guys can watch the Halloween party. Yep. So you guys can watch the Halloween party. And I'm going to ask everybody that's watching to pay attention to the costumes and make a note of which costume you like. And then down the road, maybe the next day, whenever, we're going to get together and everybody's going to vote for which costume they like the best. Because the girls are having a costume party and they're giving out an award. So they're going to be judging. So I'm going to try to get you guys really good images of all of the costumes. I'm going to try hard to make sure you guys can see. I'm going to try to get them to stand in front of the camera when they do their judging so you guys can see the costumes. And then we can vote as outsiders. Now, let me just say, somebody, one of you guys is going to have to give my wife a thumbs up on her costume, or I'm going to be in trouble if nobody likes her costume. I'm just saying. But, so that's what we're doing Saturday. All right? Appreciate everybody. Everybody take care. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. If anybody hears anything about the situation, please let me know. But we appreciate everybody being here. And Craig, we appreciate you. Kiko, everybody, John. My goodness, everybody. We've had a lot of people in today. Tommy, appreciate you. And Professor, appreciate you. Landon, appreciate you. On and on and on and on. Mark, everybody that's still hanging out in the background. We appreciate all of you guys. So, but let's hang it up and get something done for the day. So, folks, see you until next time.